everybody, and welcome back to Learning Through Life, where we homeschool and we homestead and we take every opportunity to learn through the obstacles that life throws at us. Today we're going to be working outside a little bit, not necessarily with the rabbits so much. We might still get a little bit done on that, but more with chickens and planting. So it is that time where we can start our seedlings, and I started some of them inside. Now I'm going to be putting them, the ones that have done well inside, into pots that have dome lids on them to create kind of like a greenhouse effect. They actually are little mini greenhouses, and I'll be putting those outside so that they can get all the good sun and all the good warmth and really start to take off so that by spring we have some amazing plants started. So come along with me on that. It is super sunny out and beautiful today, which is amazing, and I'm looking forward to being outside, but it does make it interesting for filming, so bear with us. It might be some crazy sunny shots today, but we are loving it. So I love these little plastic containers. They come with clear plastic lids that you can change the airflow with to create a greenhouse effect, and it'll keep our little plants warm. And then I usually just put some tape on it with what, this is from last year, with what the plant is that's in it. And today I'm going to be transplanting some of our romaine lettuce and a couple other plants that I have that are doing pretty well. I had them inside in a window, but I just don't think that they're getting enough sunlight, so they're starting to get really leggy, especially that one there, so I don't think they're getting enough light. So we're going to put them outside in the sunniest part of our yard and hope that that is enough to keep them warm if we have another frost. I've been successful in the past, so let's hope for success again. And we'll give these guys a good watering before we put them out. And you want to do this on a day like today where it's nice and sunny. I wouldn't want to do this on a day where it's cold, because then I'm just not setting them up for success. But a day like today is nice and warm, so when I water them and everything, it's not going to freeze. They're going to have a chance to soak in the sun, make some good nutrition through photosynthesis. There's a homeschooling lesson for you. Now I'm planting a lot of lettuce because the type of lettuce that I'm planting, the deer tongue lettuce and the romaine lettuce, are rabbit-safe lettuces. Some lettuce you don't want to actually give to rabbits because it can mess up their bellies and cause diarrhea, and that can be fatal to a rabbit. So you want to make sure that if you're going to feed them fruits and vegetables and lettuces and stuff, that you do your homework and you know what is safe and what is not for your little buns. I'm going to show you another example of using what you have for what you need. Right now I needed more of a greenhouse effect for some plants that I needed to put in different containers that didn't necessarily fit with those little greenhouse lids. So I'm going to show you what we used instead. So if you remember the other day, I was showing you some tubs that Scott brought home that I'm eventually going to use for their rabbits, but I had some extras too, and they happened to be clear, along with a tub that we have that we used for a chicken feeder, but somehow they managed to break it, and we were getting ready to take the chicken access tubes off, but we haven't done that yet. And I thought, well, this is perfect. Right now we'll just use this for a greenhouse. So we have our little ones over here that I was showing you earlier, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's already condensation on the inside of all this. So that is doing exactly what we want. It's creating humidity in there, but it's got airflow because of the top ventilation, and it's going to keep these little guys really warm, and they should grow nice and strong. It should protect them in the evenings from the cold, and during the day they should just get everything that they need. I may have to move it around just a smidge if I notice these little guys back here not getting enough sun, but right now it is later in the day, and so the sun is mainly behind us. But this is probably the best place in our yard as far as what gets sun the majority of the day. I have sprouted some broccoli, and I believe it's some more deer tongue lettuce, and I'll have to show you in another video how I actually sprout these on my sliding glass door. I actually put bags, Ziploc bags with some wet paper towel in there and the seeds in between, sandwich them in between, and I sprout them on my door, and they sprout in like a matter of 3 days, and then I can tell which seeds are good and which ones aren't going to germinate, so I don't waste a bunch of soil in pots and waiting around to see which seeds are going to take. And then I actually just take that entire paper towel with the seeds and everything on it, and I put it right in my little planting area. That paper towel is just going to dissolve and turn into dirt. So I'll show you kind of, maybe I can give you a sneak peek of what that looks like now. So these are our broccoli sprouts, and you can see under here is the paper towel that they sprouted on, and I literally just put that in here. I put some dirt under it, and then I put the sprouts in, and then I buried them with some dirt, and in a couple days I'll put a little bit more dirt in. We gave everybody a nice drink of water and covered them up with our little greenhouse effect. This pallet works really nicely too, because if I put it partially over a crack, there's still airflow up from underneath, but at the same time it's protected from the wind and the elements, and I'll just make sure that I come out and water them every day or every other day. So that is my winter greenhouse starter set. Not bad for February in North Carolina. We're already getting a jump start on our garden.
All right, so we are on day 14
I think.
of rock tumbling. So last video you saw us start the second process, so now we're going to start the third process, and that's with the this grit here. So we did the medium grit. Did the medium grit in this application. Now we're going to do the third grit, which is a pre-polish. The grits are different coarseness of the medium or the sand. So the first grit is just essentially just sand. So it's like a rock tumbler is like how a rock gets super smooth in like the ocean or a river. So it's constantly moving down the river, and when sand and other rocks are involved, it takes down all the hard edges of the rocks. So now we've done the first, so now all the hard edges are smoother, and now we're just making it more and more and more smoother, and then the grit is just to make it a little better.
And what's exciting about rock tumbling is you can take a rock that looks just like a normal kind of yucky rock outside and put it in a rock tumbler, and when it takes off that outside layer, you can see some gorgeous colors and crystals and things inside that you wouldn't normally see unless you tumbled it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
it's gonna stand right there for me. Can you see?
I can't see.
Well, I haven't opened it yet.
Nana, can you move over, please, so Maddie can see too? Thanks.
Kind of use the washer to open it up because it's a little tough.
Because we hammered it all last time. Yeah, all this time. Yeah. Ew! And we're just using
Alright, so we're going to reveal it.
And 3, 2, 1.
Ew.
Yeah, it looks so pretty.
It's like mud.
Try.
So go ahead and scoop a little bit in there.
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo.
So what makes it brown like mud? Is that from the rocks, or is that from the medium that you put
I
in?
believe it's from the medium.
The rocks and the medium.
Yeah, it's a lot of chunks of the rocks. Been rolling around for
Whoa!
7 days. So
That's the one that
There's
two
two of them. That's gonna be really cool.
Gotta make sure you don't get those pellets. It's my turn. I know. Tiny ones.
That's okay. A little bit at a time.
here's that key.
There.
Put this right here.
Hard.
Well, we'll figure it out as we go. It's the second time doing this.
Because we're learning through life.
That's right.
It's what we do.
All right, let Zach go.
Hey, Daddy, can I let Papa borrow my rock tumbler, other rock tumbler soon? And the rabbit, not the rabbit. The rock filler has probably gotten a little smaller. So it's gonna be smaller than usual.
Good word, Zach. Thank you.
Get your hands in there and get all those rocks. And I'll go grab the...
Yeah, we're gonna hold all these there. This is just weird.
Becca.
This is my dream.
I gotta grab that baby. Let me go grab that baby. What's the matter, you? What's the matter, you? So I don't want to be left out. I want to see the rocks. Yeah. Say rocks. Rocks. Well, goes. Oh, Daddy's coming with the hose. Let's go see those rocks. Now she's happy.
Back up a little bit.
All right, let's watch. Okay, everybody back up way far. Daddy's gonna spray. And this is where you get to see the colors really come out on the rocks, because you've taken that layer of dirt, dried dirt, caked on dirt, and other minerals and everything off the rocks. So now you can see the beautiful colors that are underneath. Some of these were just rocks from outside. Now some of these we did find at a gem mine.
This one.
Other ones, that's a tiger's eye. That's beautiful. Some of these Scott actually found on a junk haul from somebody that was getting rid of a rock collection. So that was really cool because our little budding geologist here loves rocks.
And this is why I have...
She's prepared for the spray.
Let me see.
Let me see. Is that so beautiful?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, everybody look and find your favorite rock and show me your favorite rock. Zachy, which one do you like the best? Your hands are so dirty. You like the black one? Let me see that one. Oh, it's so smooth.
These are mine. Wow, look at that.
Oh my goodness. So now this grit has done the majority of the rough work. The next grits that he put in are really more like polishing grits that will just make it super shiny and smooth.
Try not to get
It'll look like it has a lacquer on it. Beautiful.
See all that blues and grays in there? Writing down the one. Oh, I like this. Oh, and that red one has some blue in it.
All right, in case you don't know this, romaine lettuce is actually a plant that you can regrow. So we had some salad the other day, and I saved the bottoms of my romaine, and I've got a couple different variations, or a couple different growth periods to show you here. So I've just put it in a cup with a little bit of water, and this was all even when I put it in there, and as you can see, there's new growth here in the center. And then a little bit more, and then these two were a little bit farther along because I did those earlier. So they regrow pretty well. I've had a lot of success with the water. I'm gonna try and put them outside now in some dirt in a kind of like a greenhouse situation. So we'll give that a shot. Put it in there, see if it dries out a little bit. Worst case scenario, if it dies, it was salad that I tried to replant. This is actually a makeshift greenhouse. This is just a shelf on my patio. I'm actually going to be moving it today to a sunnier spot, but it's covered with a vinyl shower curtain to create a greenhouse effect, and then that top piece folds down across the front, keeps any snow out. I come out and water the plants, but they still get some sun through the curtain, but it really does a good job of keeping some of my plants safe over winter and allowing me to start stuff sooner. And the mixture that I'm using is a combination of potting soil and the soil from our chicken coop. So it's got the manure in there, and this has been sitting since last spring. So it is nice and composted and ready to be used. You don't want to use too much chicken manure without it being composted because it is high in nitrogen and can burn your plants. Unlike rabbit manure is a cold manure and it can go directly on your plants. Chicken poop you really do need to compost first. And as our channel is named, Learning Through Life, I really am just learning as I do all of this. So if any of you guys are watching this and you have more experience and you're like, what is she doing? And you can give me pointers or anything, that is greatly appreciated. Leave it in the comments below and help me to fix any mistakes that I'm making as I learn through life. I think it's important to help each other. Not necessarily to criticize each other, but to build each other up and help each other on this journey. And if we have knowledge or experience that we have gained through life, to pass that on and to share that with someone else is a blessing. This little girl is an escape artist. She keeps flying the coop. So we're going to put her wings again. Listen, we need to have a chat. This is not okay. You need to stay in the coop. Do it. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Hey, do you understand? Thank you. All right, we're gonna trim her wings. So this doesn't hurt the chicken at all. You can tell she's pretty chill right now. They have flight feathers. I tried doing this the other day by myself while I was just holding her, and it was a little hard to do. I missed a couple of the flight feathers, which is probably why she's still flying the coop. So you just take a good pair of scissors, or these are gardening shears, and trim these. I actually didn't get them very low either.
No, Zach, don't do that.
And as long as you trim the right ones, the flight feathers, you don't want to go down into here. If you do any of these, then they will bleed and it hurts, and that's not cool. So just the flight feathers. And then what happens is they can't get any lift underneath them. She's super chill. I wish she'd calm down a little bit. You can just tell she's a sweet one. We hand raised her, and she's kind of special because she actually ended up getting stuck in the egg, and I had to help her break out. And so she's kind of got a special place, even though she's a little bit of a stinker and flies the coop. So hopefully this will keep her in. We do occasionally let them free range, which is why she's used to being out, but with this many chickens, they tend to get poop all over everything, and I don't want my kids playing around in the poop. So yeah, so we're not gonna do that. But now you understand, and you're gonna stay in the coop, right? Okay, be on your best behavior. Let's go. All right, we're taking a quick break from the rabbits. Sorry, that's my noisy rooster. You can see their big old area back there. They've got the entire side yard for a chicken run. But today, my chickadees, a couple of them are gonna have a special job. So we're all about using what you got on the homestead and letting the animals help us out, especially if it's something that they enjoy doing. So today we are marking off where we want our garden to go and where we want our, I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna do boxes, garden boxes, or if I'm just gonna go straight in the ground, or if I'm gonna do kind of like a hybrid raised bed approach. I'm not sure yet. But I do have some areas that I know I wanna go straight in the ground. And we're gonna let the chickens do what they do best. We're gonna let them scratch and till the ground and fertilize the area for me. And I'll show you how we're gonna do that. It's, again, some items that we have just come across on some junk hauls, and it's gonna make a great, safe area for the chickens to help us out. All right, so we have this dog crate that we picked up on a junk haul, and this baby gate that we picked up on a junk haul. And I immediately thought those are great things to be able to use when you have pets, all sorts of different pets and livestock. And our livestock is small, so they all fit in here. So what we're going to do is we are going to have 2 or 3 chickens. I'm not quite sure how many, and this is not for a long period of time. I would not keep chickens in this small of an area for any length of time, but just for 1 to 3 days to really eat all the greens in this area, clear out that ground and till it for us, and just make it super healthy, good soil for growing things. And then we'll cover that soil until we're ready to plant, and that will let the stuff there further decompose and decay and just make really rich soil for us. So you can watch as I get this all set up, because I want to make sure that it is a safe habitat for these little critters for the next couple days. And yeah, just watch us and see how it goes, and we'll keep you posted and let you know. This is the first time I've done this, but I've seen other people do it, and so I'll let you know how it goes. The girls are helping to put rocks around my trees out front, pretty rocks around the border. So that's the banging that you hear in the background. They're big helpers. All right, let's show you what we got. This will be my door for giving them fresh food and water.
Cool.
And on this side, to keep this shut so that nothing can open it, I'm just going to use a bungee cord. So as I was getting those cinder blocks, I found something, and I'll take you guys and show you. All right, so you remember, yes, how we had to clip the chicken's wings that were jumping out? Well, I have some that it doesn't matter. The leghorns, it doesn't matter if you clip their wings or not. They're going to jump out anyway. That's just what they do. But the other one that kept jumping out, I thought I kept seeing her come over to this area, but I couldn't find a nest. I couldn't find and see if she was laying eggs anywhere. Well, as I went to get these cinder blocks today, I had to go behind the beehive. Yes, we've got bees too. I'll show you those. They've overwintered nicely. In the past, we've done a ton of things to keep them warm during the winter, and it never worked. And so this time my husband said, it's survival of the fittest, and this hive is doing amazing. And we haven't done anything. Sometimes you just gotta let nature take its course. But I've been going in and out behind the beehive and just praying that I wouldn't get stung, wouldn't agitate him or anything. And let me show you what I found when I was over there. I'm gonna go over and again and hope I don't get stung. Let's head over here and show you what I found and show you why we've started keeping them in their coop more and a little bit less free ranging. I like to free range them, but this is what happens when I do. Yes, that's a bunch of eggs. A bunch of eggs that they've gotten out and laid back here that I wouldn't have seen had I not come over to get these cinder blocks, because this is just kind of like their little area. So we really only come over here when we check on the bees or harvest some of the honey and things like that. Sorry, a bee decided to kiss my arm. She did not sting me. She was very good. But still kind of freaked me out a little bit. So yeah, so I'm going to be collecting those, and I'm glad that I clipped her wings. I'm pretty sure it was that chicken because she lays brown eggs, and those are brown eggs. She's my only one that lays brown eggs that's been getting out lately, so shame on her. But I'll float those eggs and see if any of them are bad. I'm not going to eat them. My family's not going to eat them. They've been out too long and they've been out in the weather. However, if they are still good and they pass the float test, I will cook them up and give them back to the chickens. We waste nothing if possible, and it won't hurt them. They'll do just fine with it. So they'll get a nice little snack later thanks to their friend that flew the coop. And she hasn't gotten back out since I've clipped her wings, so far so good. But my white ones, my leghorns, are still getting out. So I have a feeling they're going to be the first ones. And one of those eggs was from a leghorn. So I think they're probably going to be some of the ones to come help me till my garden, because they obviously want out and to enjoy the garden anyway.
Girl. I'm a lion.
I'm putting their food on the inside of the shelter with their water on the outside. Chickens are messy, and I don't want them to slosh this around and get water all over the inside of that. But I do want their food to stay dry, and I want them to be able to work most of this area. So I want to leave it workable. I did have to prop up their water dish, and I'll show you that in a minute, because the type of water we have, it's got to be on level ground. And this is not level. So I had to prop it up on one side to keep it level so that it doesn't just drain out everywhere. So I'll show you that. And I'm going to put the tarp on. So there's their water, and I've just put a rock under that side to prop it up to make sure that it's level enough that the water won't completely drain out right after we put this in there. Now I'm going to add the tarp to add some weatherproofing. It's going to keep their food dry on the inside and them dry, and there's still enough ventilation and everything that they should be just fine.
The brewing cup right there. That's big.
I'm going to use the dog kennel gate to hold that part down, and this rock to hold that part down. Make sure that they are also covered on this side. Now it's actually open under here because of the lattice, so that's going to let some ventilation in, but it won't let the rain in, which is going to be perfect. Alright, time to grab us some chickens. Chicken. Go ahead and lift flap. I'm going to put her in. And we're going to close it up.
And then we're going to use the chicken.
Yeah. Overlap this.
He likes it.
Chicken number 2. Chicken number 3. So I decided to do 3 chickens because I really don't want to leave them in there any longer than I need to. So 3 chickens will do the work quicker, and I can take them out sooner. And they're all friends, and this is a smaller breed, so they are be a little bit better than me putting my Orpington or something like that in there.
I read your mind.
All right. So now we will let the chickens do the work for us. Give them a couple days. They're going to till the ground. They're going to work it over naturally, and then it will be ready to cover up until we're ready to plant our stuff in spring. And then we'll move the tractor over, and we'll rotate the chickens. So we'll have different chickens in there next time, and they'll all get a chance to get at this yummy goodness and work the land for us. So already these chickens are hard at work. It's only been about 2 minutes since we put them in there, but you can see they are scratching around, working the yard, working the dirt, getting all the good bugs and grubs and everything. They are not distressed at all, and they're doing a really good job. So I am happy. It looks like this is gonna work out nicely. My other little chicken tender, he loves the chickens. Hi, dude. What are those chickens doing? What are they doing?
Eating some stuff.
They're eating some stuff?
Yeah.
What are they eating?
Stuff.
Stuff. Right.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you.
Hey, Zachy. I love you.
I love you. Hey.
Okay. Did you fix it? Oh, good. I'm glad.
It's working.
Oh, good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was a little bit of a break from the rabbit run and the rabbit pens, but have no fear, we'll be getting back to that very shortly. So I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of what we do with the chickens and just seeing about our gardening on the little homestead. My crazy husband. And we look forward to seeing you guys again on our next video. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Bye!